Hello, and welcome to this Let's Play of Grand Theft Auto 5. As you can see here, this is actually the first very start of the game where they're actually doing a bank robbery process where it's basically a tutorial mission which just gets you used to the game, and it just basically shows you about the basic mechanics of it. But overall, it's a really strange game because it's a lot different to the old. It's a big leap up from GTA 4. Yeah, the one I think that was about 2-3 years ago. No, sorry, no. A couple of years ago now that was out. But personally, I think this one is a lot better. The graphics seem better. The way that you actually interact with the character, it's a lot better. And I just actually like the idea of having more than one character to control, where you can switch between each of the characters, and it's just a lot different. Whereas in some of the other stuff, the other game, you only had one character, so the story couldn't be intertwined. It was intertwined, but it weren't as good because of some of the characters that you worked within GTA 4. It would have added to the gameplay, as like in this one where you have more than one. It's a lot better because you can change in missions, whereas in GTA 4 because you only play as right now Nika, actually, yeah. When you were just playing as Nika, when you were playing in the big mission, couldn't change to say another guy to help that guy out. You have to depend on the AI to actually be able to do it at decent quality. And most of the time they normally did, but it'd be nicer, would have been nicer if they would have thought of this idea earlier, because it would have been a better thing to have done, because it's just easier to have done, because it's just nice because you get to control the whole team whenever. It's all three of you, so you can swap it. You can swap everyone. You don't have to just be one person for the whole game. So it's easier, and it's nicer because you can play through the game. I don't know. You can do it in different ways. You can do it as in where you just play one player, or you can just go and swap all the time. And you just get a more variety playing in this sort of section than in a lot of the older ones where you could only play with one player, which is just a new thing they actually thought up, and I think it's actually turned out quite well. The other good thing is the physics is a lot better, and as well it's just a lot nicer to see the way it's operated, because the weapons are more realistic, the noise, the sound, special effects and all that, and even when the car's driving it seems a lot more realistic, like the road actually affects you. But this is just my first impressions, as I ain't really played the game that much because it hasn't really been out that long. I only got it, which is quite pissed off because a lot of people that were pre-ordered off Amazon, I think some of them got it early, because I thought I'd be able to get it a bit earlier, because I pre-ordered it with another company which is called Chocolate, and normally they're quite a good company, but then what happened was I read 2 or 3 days before they actually sent it out that Rockstar had phoned them up and said that they're not allowed to post any of the game, of the CDs of the game, actually 21, until the day it was launched, so everyone got it on the first day. So, but it's quite understandable because it's one of the biggest game releases this year, and it's amazing how much money it actually made in the first day it made. I think it was 800 million, something like that, and it only cost 170 million to build the actual game. And the thing is, well, I never knew this. I thought Rockstar North, which is the Rockstar who designed it at their studio, I actually thought they were based in America, when in fact they're based in Scotland. I thought, I didn't know, but now that's why I see the reasons why a lot of the players in the game to just start playing through it more and more. They're actually Scottish names, and a lot of them, like in GTA 4 you had, I can't remember the Irish guy, you had him, as I was saying, that's why a lot of their places are Irish. They're Scottish, sorry, my bad.
Be cool! They ain't made this car yet!
But yeah, right. It's just interesting to know that this is actually being designed and made actually in Britain, whereas in a lot of big games I thought they were all made in America, like in the studios over there, like Skyrim. That was made in America and they made their money back in the first 48 hours, whereas in GTA it made theirs back in 12 hours, I'd probably say. Yeah, easily about 12 hours. So they made 800 million, and it's only been out a couple of days and they've already turned over 100 and I think it's something like 1.2 billion or something. Someone told me the other day. So I think overall it's a good success because it's very. But the thing is, it has a GTA tag on it, so that comes with the guarantee you'll be able to sell the game no matter what, whether or not it's bad, whether or not it's good. But it's just one of them franchises that everyone likes to play because you can do everything different in it, and they've made a lot of differences, improved a lot of the gameplay. Graphics are a lot better because they're actually being able to show the actual full potential before they start bringing out the next gen versions. What in actual fact the PS3 is capable of doing, which clearly I can see in reality next gen it's not really much different to a PS3 really. All it is it's just more, they're designing it more like a computer now because the computer market they've got to compete with, because the computer market's such a better market because you've got more things you can do, whereas with a console, once you buy that console you're restricted to the console, which isn't good if you want to improve it, because you can't improve it, you can't buy a new console. So it's just one of them little things which is the pet hates I have with a console, which is a bit stupid because I just don't like the idea of them, because the way they work is stupid. Because but say you never know, in a couple of years time they might have you don't know, they might have it where it's the same as the computer where you can swap all the parts on, but that might be another couple of years yet. But of course they're still trying to catch up with the PC, because as far as I know the PS3 only runs on DirectX 10, it doesn't even run on DirectX 11. I think, I don't know, someone can clarify that for me, but as far as I know it still only runs on DirectX 10. So hence the reason why in the early stages the games weren't that good, but they have come on leaps and bounds with it. But it's just really strange how they've designed a game that's near the end, that they've released it on the generation that's out right now, and I've heard rumours that they're actually going to redesign it and put it back and sell it again on the next generation console, so the PS4 and the Xbox One. And as well, everyone's trying to figure out when, in actual fact, the PC version's coming out, whereas Nvidia did actually leak that and say that it should be out November this year, but it seems like it's not gonna be out November this year, is it
what
really?
about you?
Might do, might not.
What about me?
But here we go, here's the actual
Hey.
one of your main characters, which is called
I don't have the
Michael.
advantages that
He's
kid
quite
has.
a filthy rich
By
man
the time I was his age,
with a
I'd already
young
been in
kid that
prison
doesn't really give a
twice.
shit about himself.
I robbed banks.
And it's
I ran
just,
whores.
he's
Smuggled
just
dope.
really rich
And
because
you
in actual
consider
fact, as
them
you've seen in
achievements.
These were
the
the
opening
opportunities
bit
I
of the
had.
game, in
At
actual
least I
fact, that
took.
was him
And
with
where
the
did these
shaven head
opportunities
when he
get you,
used
Michael?
to
They
do
got me
his
right.
life of crime, which actually
Fucking
helped
here.
him pay for the way he lives.
The end of the road.
But
With a
the
big
thing
house and
is,
a useless
the more
kid,
you go
I'm
into
stuck
the
talking to you
game,
because no one else gives
the
a
more
shit.
you'll
Oh,
find
I'm
out
living a dream, baby.
how
And that
in
dream
actual
is fucked.
fact,
It is
half of that
fucking
crew
fucked.
he screwed on. Because
Let
in
it
actual
all
fact,
out.
I think I just did.
he did
Oh,
say to everyone
Well,
that
I
he was dead.
I think that's all we have time for.
Which, personally, I
Same
think he
time
done
next
that
week?
because he wanted all the money
I
for
guess.
himself, because that's how he's got everything he's
I
wanted.
tell you, I ain't too sure this shit is
But
working for me.
he's just got, it's lovely.
Well, a
It
sense
is
of
a lovely
overriding
game, going
futility
back
is
to
a
talking
vital
about the
part of
game.
the process.
It's just the way
Embrace
it
it.
is, the way it's designed,
Whatever
the
you say,
hair,
Pop.
the actual feel of the game, the look of the game. It looks a lot more like a movie, really, like a CGI movie. The cutscenes are a lot better quality. They're not as cartoony. The cars don't feel as like cartoony, and the way that when you drive, it doesn't feel as, so it's like boxy. 'Cause when you drive on, I've noticed that on GTA 4, so it's quite boxy. The cars are boxy where it's in, and the GTA 4, the cars weren't designed around a real car, whereas in the ones in this one, in actual fact, they are designed more around a proper car. And you get other people causing havoc and stuff like that, really, and the police will be chasing them with a full-on police chase. And I think as well, you can actually walk to them and actually help them. Say if someone got mugged or something, you can actually go up and say, oh, can I help you? Oh, and here's another guy that's actually another of the characters, but
No, homie, I cannot.
it's not Tyrese.
Actually, yeah.
It is, I cannot remember off the
That
top of
house
my
right
head.
there, with the yellow
But
stairs.
it's something like Lester or something. I'm so sorry that you forgot that, but it's the second guy. In actual fact, he's actually the first player you actually play as in this game, that you actually run around with him. You play him, whereas in a lot of people, I actually thought when I first started playing this game, I actually thought you'd be playing as Michael first, because he had the longest introduction. But the way you look at this, the way they're going into it, you can tell, because it's gone off Michael and it's gone on to this guy, which I cannot bloody remember his name. But it's just, I just like the way it works, because it's such a better gameplay, because the way he walks as well is really good, and it's just more realistic with the game, the way it's designed. But yeah, I just think it's such a better game, this one, than, look, see, look, that's like an Audi R8. And I love the idea of that, where you can actually take the roof down when you want to, whereas in the other ones you couldn't. So it's a bit, it's ridiculous, really. Which it's a new engine called Rage, which is I think the one that they're using for their next gen consoles. 1 second, I will have a look at the names of. And in natural fact as well, the multiplayer online is being released the 1st of October, I actually think, so I probably will do a little let's play of that. And as well, the other thing is, with all your different characters that you unlock as you play through, which is in total 3, you have what you call special abilities. So, as you can see, yep, you got Michael Townley, which is the guy that you're seeing in the suit. Then you've got Trevor, which you meet later on in the game. He's a bit of a nutcase. That's who you are now, Franklin. And he's got a special, as you can see, where you press the L2 and the L3, sorry, and R3 down at the same time, you automatically slow down time, and it just means that you can control the car a lot better at going at top speed. Whereas if you try to do going around the corner like now, like at the normal speed, you'll be screwed because you can't get as much control out of it. But overall, I enjoy playing this as Franklin because he's a good character to learn with. Because all this opening bit is really to teach how. It's really to show you how to play the game, of course, the new controls, and it actually shows off the improvements I've actually made, like the physics of the cars. Like when you crash, the car actually reacts how an actual car would if you had a crash. Whereas in GTA 4, it was more like a car 2 with little scratches and stuff like that. The closest you got to the realistic bit in GTA 4 was what they've still got in here, which was where if you clouted into a wall or a car so hard head on, you'd fly through the windscreen. So, and it was the first time they ever used the Euphoria engine, which was it's a really good engine. It's just a bit crazy because it's just the first introduction of their ragdoll system that they actually use to design their systems, because the ragdoll effect was just brought in for when, like as you know, and as you probably can see, when you got shot, you like fall down as if you're a real person, which is a lot better. As you can see on there, the actual crumple from the crash is more realistic, whereas in the older one it wouldn't have been like that. It would have just been little dents, like it would have been a box that you've just squashed, whereas in now they've actually designed it so it's a lot better. And as well, the way you get away from the coppers is a lot better, because you can't get your stars like you used to. All you have to do is get away from them and keep out of sight of them. And I'm not too sure, but I think if you change your car and you actually still drive past them, it doesn't actually affect you, because as far as they know, you're still in that car because that's the last time they've seen you. So if you changed your car and they didn't see you change your car, they don't know it's you because they don't know your car that you're in. But I just really like the way that the big improvements have actually done to this game, because it's just improved it leaps and bounds. The driving they've improved the most, and as well, of course, they've integrated golf and tennis into it, which is a bit hit and miss, but it's just one of them things where I think a lot of the fans that have played it ever since GTA 3, they're like, we'd like to see this and this, and they've actually decided, oh yeah, alright then, we'll give them what they want. And it might not be the best thing they've done, but it just gets more people into play it, and it helps with the different things you can do, because it's a lot better. Because beforehand all you could do was drinking, play darts, go bowling, and even when you were playing bowling it weren't as realistic because you were moving like an arcade sort of person, because all you could do was move left and right. You couldn't even, and the way you bowled, it just didn't feel right when you were controlling him in that sense, to be able to play that. Whereas now I think they actually have, in this one, they've got rid of bowling, I think, and replaced it with tennis, but tennis and the golf is really good. I've only played that, but I haven't played it and recorded it, so I probably will do it once I get a little bit better at the golf. I'll probably do like a showcase of the golf, because I think you've only got one golf course on the whole map, which is quite interesting because it just means that it's different and it's just really good. It's a really smooth game how they design it. It's just different because it's a big improvement. But for once they've actually got rid of all the blockades that you get actually when you are walking around the map. In actual fact, you will see that guy at a later date, and then once you see him you will understand who he is, because he is very, very prominent in the game. You don't ever control, but it's who he is. But you, of course, you will see later on in the game who he actually is, and this guy is just a crook really, that's just trying to fleet everyone for money. But this overall game, this is the first like 25 minutes of the game that I just thought, hey, let's just showcase it and show it and do it, and I'll probably end up doing a let's play series of it, because it's just one of them games where it's some people would like it because they actually can't get it yet because they're either waiting for it on PC, because a lot of my mates are actually PC gamers, because I do predominantly play on the PC, so they're just a bit like, hey. And then of course with this character, you've actually, all of them actually, as you can see, they all have their own cars which you can customize through an app which is called iFruit. You can actually, it's only on Apple, it's not, they haven't, for some reason they didn't release it on Android because they haven't designed it for an Android device. I don't know why, but they've decided to do that, and it's just a way of you being able to spend more time on the game, but without you realising spending time on the game. This bit, I don't know why, I was just trying to look for the actual flipping app, because in actual fact when I first ever played through it I was thinking, is iFruit in the game or is it out of the game? In actual fact then I went off and researched it and actually found out, oh no, it's not, it's actually a proper app that you can download that was released the day before, and a lot of people were starting to play it before, of course, it come out. So on that sense, it was really, it was really good, because it's just one of them things that it's just overall it's a good game. The only problem is with the iFruit app really is that a couple of days ago Rockstar they shut the servers down because the amount of people that are actually trying to use the actual system, it's keeps crashing, keeps going with the same problems where it's going to be can't read it, social network error, you name it, it's got that error, or because the amount of traffic it's getting in front to their server trying to get to use this app. And to this very day still, as I'm doing this recording, in actual fact, they are still having problems, which isn't good, because it shouldn't be like that. If they've designed the game so good that it shouldn't just, it should work. You shouldn't release it if it don't work. Same as I bet you any money later on in the game, before they release the first patch for this, bet you they'll that you'll find bugs, because there are a couple of bugs around. And the thing I'm going to do as well with this game is definitely try to play it without cheats, because most of the other GTAs I've just played with cheats because I just get bored and I just always normally go around killing people. That's why I was thinking at first, would it be really advisable for me to do that? Whereas it's not really, because it'd be a bit stupid. And I will actually leave it here, and I will say thank you, and subscribe, like and comment to my videos, and I hope you enjoyed the footage. Bye.